You have never once hit the bar you set for yourself. Not really, because every time you get close, you move it. Just a little higher, just a little further out of reach. And somewhere in between the striving and the falling short, you forgot that the bar was supposed to have a finish line. Perfectionism isn't a standard, it's a sentence. And today I want to talk about what it's actually costing you. Here's what perfectionism actually looks like in real life, because it rarely looks like what people imagine. The project you haven't started because you can't guarantee it will be good enough. The email sitting in drafts for 3 days. The conversation you haven't had because you can't find the right words yet. Perfectionism doesn't make you more productive, it makes you afraid to begin. The impossible amount of energy spent managing every detail, second-guessing every decision, replaying every interaction for what you could have done better. You're not lazy, you're depleted. Perfectionism is the drain. Here's what nobody tells you about perfectionism, and it's the thing that changes everything once you understand it. Perfectionism is not about high standards. It is about fear. Fear that if the work isn't perfect, you aren't valuable. Fear that if you show your real self and it isn't good enough, then you aren't good enough. It's not a love of excellence. It's a terror of being found insufficient. The standard was never the point. The standard was a shield, something to hide behind so that if anyone criticizes the work, at least they're not criticizing you. But here's the cost of that shield. It also keeps out everything you actually want. The connection, the vulnerability, the aliveness of being seen fully, flaws, drafts, unfinished edges, and all. 3 things that genuinely begin to loosen perfectionism's grip. When the project fails, the project failed, not you. When the presentation wasn't your best, the presentation underperformed and you didn't. This sounds simple and is profoundly hard to practice, but every time you make the separation, even imperfectly, you weaken the chain that ties your value to your output. Do it once today, then again tomorrow. Send the email, post the thing, have the conversation. Not because the standard doesn't matter, but because a real, imperfect thing in the world does infinitely more than a perfect thing still living in your head. Progress compounds. Paralysis doesn't. Done is not the enemy of great. Done is how great gets started. Not your whole mess, just one edge that isn't polished, one opinion half formed, one plan still uncertain. Notice that they don't leave. Notice that the conversation gets deeper, not shallower. Imperfection, shared honestly, is one of the fastest paths to genuine human connection we have. And connection is what perfectionism has been keeping you from all along. Perfection was never the goal. Being fully, honestly, imperfectly alive, that was always the goal. And you cannot be alive and perfect at the same time. Life is too messy, too unfinished, too gloriously human for that. Put down the standard that was never yours to carry. Not because your work doesn't matter, but because you matter more than the work. You always have. If this released something in you today, share it with someone still. Carrying the weight of perfect. And if you want content that keeps giving you permission to be real, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.